What up guys, Andy back with Level 1 and another review for you today. And today we are reviewing the Roccat Vulcan 121 keyboard. And ignore this right here, that was just part of our testing, you know what I'm saying? We didn't do that on purpose. We totally did that on purpose. Totally. Like, it wasn't an accident. But when we opened it, keyboard was fine. It's actually a really sturdy keyboard. So, it's a metal keyboard. Really nice, sleek looking design. Same as the 120 back in the day. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is just a refresh with a little something extra. It's a very thin keyboard. The keycaps are super thin and a little bit more space in between the keys than you're used to. It actually took me just like a day to get used to the spacing between the keys and the feel of them, because the keycaps are so different from a traditional keyboard. And these stand out, and they're ultra thin keycaps, so they're easy to remove, easy to clean the keyboard. You might want to look for something else, but if you're a gamer that doesn't use too many macros, then this is a great addition, great keyboard, and exactly what you're looking for if you like customization. You can customize and reprogram every single key on here, and every key has its own individual RGB lighting that you can customize. Like, the whole thing is absolutely amazing. You can have 5 different gaming profiles through the Roccat Swarm app, and it's just an awesome keyboard. Looks great, feels great, plays great. It comes in 2 types of switches, and that's what the refresh is from the 120 to the 121 that we have here. We reviewed the red linear switches, which have an actuation point of 1.4 millimeters. So it's a little bit faster than the tactile brown switches, which have a 1.8, but not that big of a difference. Again, 1.8, 1.4, super clean. Like, it's gonna feel so responsive and so fast. It's gonna register all your presses very quickly. You're not gonna have any issues with that. There are a few keyboards out there that are a little bit faster that most people use for like fighting games or whatever, but primarily for your average gamer, or even if you do want to play on a high level, this is perfectly fine and absolutely amazing. The tactiles are 1.8, the linears are 1.4, and then the actual distance for each press is about 3.6 millimeters, which is not too bad. Again, it's an amazing keyboard. It feels really good. It took a little getting used to, like I said, for the spacing between the keys, because it is a little different. Like, it is really different, but it looks amazing. It adds to the overall sleek, amazing feel of it. Build quality was absolutely amazing. Yo, shout out to them for making such a well-built keyboard. It feels super sturdy. It does not feel cheap whatsoever, and when you pull it out, this keyboard feels like a top dollar premium keyboard, and it looks like a top dollar premium keyboard. So just plugging it in right away, it just looks and feels amazing. It has a good weight to it, but it's not too heavy. It comes with a nice magnetic wrist rest, which is also really nice and sturdy. Like, the whole thing it's spacey enough between the keys and stuff that you could get a good brush in there and clean out all the dust, or you know, spray with the air can. Also, they had like a video online too where the guy just picks up the keyboard and like slams it down onto the desk, and all the dirt and dust in between just falls onto the desk, and like he just like taps it really hard, like bangs it against the desk. And I did that too with this one just to test it out, and it definitely works. Like, it's a good keyboard. There are a lot of keyboards that are plasticky, and even some that are made out of metal, but they still don't feel as sturdy and as premium as this keyboard does. So the keyboard retailed for like $150. You could get it for $120 right now, which is a steal. $120 for this keyboard is absolutely amazing. I'd say the only things that you would miss from this keyboard is some of the media controls are like, the media controls are good, but I feel like, I don't know, if you're used to a keyboard that has an easier like next, previous and stuff like that, like you might take some getting used to this one, because it has like a quick mute button at the top, a quick effects button at the top. But I do love the wheel on the top right corner of the keyboard that you can quickly adjust your volume. I think that that's pretty amazing. You could also even use that to adjust the lighting, and of course Another feature that I loved about this, aside from the volume wheel, the media wheel, was the game mode. You could set it to game mode on the keyboard and it'll automatically stop your Windows key from working. So you won't accidentally hit your Windows key and then be alt-tabbed out of your game, which for some people, it's not that big of a deal, but for me it definitely is, because I've done that a couple times. Like if you're a gamer and you game on keyboard all the time, you've definitely hit your Windows key by accident. So when you put this keyboard in game mode, it automatically disables the Windows key, which is absolutely awesome. And then you have your buttons in the center that will be used as, well, not the center, but you know, the middle right of the keyboard, in between the number pad and your keys, which can also be used as 6 macros. So again, there's no like designated macro row. So if you use a whole lot of macros, you're probably gonna miss that. The Roccat Swarm app is actually really good. It's gotten better with some updates. Unfortunately, I feel like it's updating all the time though. It's constantly updating. It's pretty good. If you use a Roccat headset, you can have, they have like voice changers, your equalizer, sync your RGB, and I think that is one of the biggest draws to this keyboard is the RGB lighting. It's really bright, and because of those thin keycaps, it shines through the keys like really well. So if you're in a dark room, it's a pretty bright spectrum. Also, they have their own sort of smart learning RGB thing called AIMO or AIMO, and if you set it to that, it'll automatically recognize patterns based on the way you play and the keys you press, and it'll sort of customize the lighting to how you play, and like when you press certain keys and stuff like that, it'll sort of change. And that's pretty cool, like a sort of AI you know, RGB lighting. And of course you can sync your devices on there, change your profiles on there pretty quickly, and it was cool. It's a nice piece of software. I feel like it's a little clunky and the software can get better. They could do better with that software, but overall I feel like it has gotten better, because when I first downloaded it, I did not understand it whatsoever, and it could be that some of the updates made it better, or maybe I just got used to it and so I'm like, oh, it's getting better. I think the software has a little more work to do, but I do love all the customization options. Even for headphones that you're using there, there's a lot of customization options for those as well, and syncing options with your keyboard. Overall, this keyboard is so nice. It's such a nice keyboard. Like, I cannot overstate how great it looks. Like when it's sitting there out on your mouse pad, like if you have a full-length mouse pad, or on your desk in front of your monitor, and people walk in, they're definitely gonna notice the keyboard and ask you like, yo, what kind of keyboard is that? You know, it's that good of a keyboard. It's an amazing keyboard, and I think that Roccat has more room to grow, but I also think that they tried to keep the price reasonable on this. They could definitely do a little bit more. Like, I would have liked a detachable USB cord, maybe USB-C cord. The cord in the back is, it's on there, but it's kind of like this little square. Like if it goes bad and you sent it in, it's an easy fix for them, right? Like if your keyboard is still warranted, I think they could fix it pretty easy, because you can see it's definitely easy to remove, but you cannot remove it. You probably void the warranty. I would like to see that, but I think that those things like that, little things like that, that would make it a little bit better, probably would also make it a little bit more expensive. And so retailed for $150, they did a good job of giving you a nice looking, a nice feeling premium keyboard with not too high of a price at $150, because we know keyboards can get crazy expensive. Even now you could get it for $120, which is awesome. It's $120 on their site, $120 on Best Buy, and I believe $120 also on Amazon. So if you want to pick up the Roccat Vulcan 121 for $120, it is an absolute steal. I think it's a great deal for those of you that are looking for a new gaming keyboard, and of course something that can give you an edge or an advantage, but also looks really awesome. And I think that they did a great balance of bringing a new, fresh design while also making a good keyboard that can still compete at a high level. Make sure you check it out. Roccat Vulcan 121 with AMO RGB. It's right there behind me. A nice keyboard. Again, these are red switches that I used. So the red switches, like, they were very quiet, very smooth. You know, they're not loud at all. They don't make a lot of noise. Very responsive, no ghosting, no, you know, pressing a key and it doesn't register, you know. Again, I think it's a very well built, very well done keyboard, and it's probably one of the most bang for your buck keyboards that I've tried recently, because you have your budget keyboards and then you have your premium keyboards and then you have a whole plethora of keyboards in between that try to balance, like, okay, we're keeping the price, you know, point kind of down, but we want to give you the best. And like, I think if they added like a removable USB-C and maybe a USB pass-through or two on there, it would definitely go up to around the $200 mark. So they did a good job of keeping it down to $150, now $120. So again, like, check it out. It's worth checking out. Also, this keyboard has won a ton of awards and they're not afraid to show it off. Like, it's right there on the box, you know? Tech Radar recommends, Wired recommends, you know, like, it's an absolutely amazing keyboard. And also, I'm pretty sure that there are going to be some newer versions coming very soon, because they did release after this, like, I'd say a couple months, maybe almost a year after this one came out, they released their Roccat Pro TKL version as well, like their mini keyboard. So there's more versions coming out. I think they'll have another fresh one. So this one is now $120. It might actually go down in the future even more, but make sure you check it out if you're looking for a keyboard, because this is absolutely amazing. It's good for typing on, but obviously it's made for gaming. That's where it's gonna shine, and it does. You won't regret buying this keyboard, especially for $120. So make sure you look at it, and make sure you tune in to our Twitch live streams, twitch.tv/level1. Every Sunday and Monday, I'm usually on there playing some FPS games, some Apex, some Valorant, some Call of Duty, you know. And then every Wednesday, we do Brawlhalla for our Brawlhalla community out there, you know. That's the game that put us on, the game that we really started streaming with, and we still stream it, we still love it. And then, of course, on Thursday, we do new games, giveaways, different things, you know. Sometimes Fall Guys, sometimes some beta, sometimes something new. So make sure you check out the Twitch channel. Of course, make sure you like and subscribe down here, and make sure you watch all our other videos. If you're in the mood for some headphones, if you're looking for earbuds, if you're looking for a gaming headset, if you're looking for a sound bar, if you're looking for a monitor, if you're looking for, like, we have it all. We've reviewed it all. We've reviewed projectors, you name it, we've reviewed it. We love tech. We know you do too. And you know, this year has been a little slow, but we're definitely picking it back up with some more content, some more reviews, and a lot of cool stuff for you guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, and make sure you come in next time you hear that little bell go off and there's a new video, because you never know, we might be giving some of this stuff away. We've given away 2 phones last year and a pair of headphones, and we're not gonna stop there. So we'll catch you later. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, Roccat Vulcan 121 with AMO RGB lighting. Awesome keyboard. Can't say more about it. You've already heard it all. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.